So here is our 20 interesting facts that you probably didn't know. The circulatory system is more than 60,000 miles long. If a child's entire circulatory system, we're talking veins, arteries, and capillaries, were laid out flat, it would stretch for more than 60,000 miles, according to the Franklin Institute. By the time we reach adulthood, our bodies have become home to approximately 100,000 miles of blood vessels. There are parts of Africa in all 4 hemispheres. For people whose education was largely focused on the Western world, it may be surprising to find out exactly how huge the continent of Africa is. For instance, it spans all 4 hemispheres and covers nearly 12 million square miles. The Philippines consists of 7,641 islands. The Philippines is an archipelago, which means it's made up of a group of islands, 7,641 islands, to be exact. That figure does not include the thousands of sandbars and other landforms that emerge during low tide. Human beings can use only a small fraction of Earth's water. In school, we were taught that most, specifically, 71% of the planet's surface is covered in water. While that's true, humans can use only 0.007% of that water, according to National Geographic. That's because only about 2.5% of Earth's water is fresh water, and only 1% of that is accessible. The rest makes up glaciers and snowfields. Japan has 1 vending machine for every 40 people. Japan is thought to have one of the highest densities of vending machines in the world, with 1 for every 40 people in the country. While most sell various types of beverages, others feature ice cream, noodles, and disposable cameras. Lemons float, but limes sink. Because limes are denser than lemons, they drop to the bottom of a glass, while lemons float at the top. Out of all these random fun facts, this one's been in front of our faces, or rather, in our glasses, this whole time. Some fungi create zombies, then control their minds. The tropical fungus Ophiocordyceps infects ant central nervous systems. Once it has been in an insect's body for 9 days, it has complete control over the host's movements. According to National Geographic, it forces the ant to climb trees, then convulse and fall into the cool, moist soil below, where fungi thrive. Once there, the fungus waits until exactly solar noon to force the ant to bite a leaf and wait for death. Samsung tests phone durability with a butt-shaped robot. People stash their phones in their back pockets all the time, which is why Samsung created a robot shaped like a butt to sit on their phones to make sure they can take the pressure. Believe it or not, the robot even wears jeans. Firefighters use wetting agents to make water wetter. The chemicals reduce the surface tension of plain water so it's easier to spread and better soaks into objects, which is why it's known as wet water. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws. Like most 4-legged mammals, cats have 5 toes on the front, but their back paws only have 4 toes. Scientists think the 4-toed back paws might help them run faster. That tiny pocket in jeans was designed to store pocket watches. Most Disney characters wear gloves to keep animation simple. Walt Disney might have been the first to put gloves on his characters, as seen in 1929's The Opry House, starring Mickey Mouse. In addition to being easier to animate, there's another reason for the gloves. We didn't want him to have mouse hands because he was supposed to be more human. Only a quarter of the Sahara Desert is sandy. Most of it is covered in gravel, though it also contains mountains and oases. And here's another geography fact that everyone gets wrong: it isn't the world's largest desert. Antarctica is. It is located in the southern hemisphere in the continent of Antarctica. It expands across 14 million kilometers. No number before 1,000 contains the letter A. Try and count them. The CIA headquarters has its own Starbucks, but baristas don't write names on the cups. Its receipts say, Store Number 1, instead of Starbucks, and its workers need an escort to leave their work posts. Bees can fly higher than Mount Everest. Bees can fly higher than 29,525 feet above sea level, according to National Geographic. That's higher than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Pigeon poop is the property of the British Crown. In the 18th century, pigeon poop was used to make gunpowder, so King George I confirmed the droppings to be the property of the Crown. Onions were found in the eyes of an Egyptian mummy. Pharaoh Ramses IV of ancient Egypt had his eyes replaced with small onions when he was mummified. The rings and layers of onions were worshipped because people thought they represented eternal life. This aligns with the reason for mummification, to allow the pharaoh to live forever. An employee at Pixar accidentally deleted a sequence of Toy Story 2 during production. Ed Catmull, the co-founder of Pixar, wrote in his book that the year before the movie came out, someone entered the command on the drive where the files were saved, and scenes started deleting. It would have taken a year to recreate what was deleted, but luckily another employee had a backup of the entire film on her laptop at home. The British Empire was the largest empire in world history. The British Empire was most powerful in the 1920s, when it controlled 23% of the world's population and approximately 13.7 million square miles of territory. We hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more.